Hello, hello. Welcome in. Sorry I couldn't stick to my usual Monday live streams. We had an unexpected visitor pop up from another part of the country. So I decided that I would march on Tuesday instead. Hello, Sybil. Welcome. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. I seem to have gotten myself in a bit of a bind with this novel that I'm writing. It's new adult, and although it has been plotted, I tend to plot down to the chapter level, and whatever happens on a chapter level basis is kind of up to me, artistic interpretation of how those things are carried out. And I'm in a position where I seem to be hopping between characters' points of view multiple times a chapter. At first it wasn't that bad. It was like, okay, two main characters, one main character first, one main character second. Hi, Mr. Bad with Names, welcome back. So I find myself head hopping, or I don't know if the term is correct. Head hopping, I'm kind of not doing it intentionally. I am marking out when a new character, it's kind of their point of view. I don't know if I'm doing it too much. And the problem is, one of the very first rules of writing a first draft is you don't stop to edit. And I'm only 4 chapters in and I'm wondering, do I have to rewrite those chapters to make it one character per chapter, or should I go? I don't know. If anything, the last chapter just ran away with me. It's got like, yeah, it's even mid-scene, it's like, oh my god. I'm thinking I just march on regardless. That's my thoughts. My original goal at the beginning of this month was 500 words a day. I am behind. I'm hoping to do 3 25-minute sprints. I have to make up 1,440 words today. I'm thinking I throw the structure out the window, throw myself into the book, just get it out, and do what I said I wouldn't do with the last project, and leave it to future Adara to sort out. Because I'm having fun with this. Yay! Why not? This is really my escape project. It is. It's great. I did read it to someone who said they thought the head kind of changing point of view was okay. I'm going to take their word for that. Let me know what you're up to today. If you're going to be lurking, productive, doing any writing. I am very curious what you guys are up to. Let's head over to the writing screen. I don't know how I'd get through a week without doing these. I kind of use my own timers in the background sometimes, but I like this good, focused catch-up. Dun dun dun. I have technically printed out the first 4 chapters. It came to 22 pages. I was gobsmacked. And I'm like, well, if I rearranged it, then this could be a chapter, this scene would need to be written, this one would need to be moved, and all the information would need to be scattered in. But I don't know if I'm just doing developmental edits, and if that should be done after the fact. A druid yes, I remember the druid comedy. That sounds very, very fun. That sounds brilliant. I don't know if it is worth taking the time now to maybe copy and paste everything into a separate document. See what it would be like if I tried to write this as 1 character per chapter. And see what that comes out with. And then test the 2, so I know if I'm going to carry on. To kind of continue as you mean to go on, that sort of a thing. Before I get too far into this. I don't know if that's worth it. Or if I'm doing fine. I have no clue. I've been trying to look up writing craft books. So the one I tried to look at 2. The first one I'm holding now is called Solutions for Writers by Sol Stein. And in terms of point of view, it just talks about first person, second person, third person, which doesn't really cover what I'm getting at. There was a section somewhere that I read, I can't remember if it was in The Anatomy of Story or if it was somewhere else, where stories used to always be told as summaries by someone else. And that was a matter of not having technology. Which makes sense. I was just like, yeah, from my classical reading, I can see that all over the place. People telling each other how a story unfolded from someone else's point of view. Sybil, we're trying to do a portal fantasy isekai. That sounds fun. That sounds incredibly fun. I'm pretty certain Drawing Red was a portal fantasy. It has wormholes into space. Why wouldn't that technically be a portal fantasy? I don't know. I do love a good isekai. Between druids and isekai, I feel like I'm finding my people here. I'm genuinely wondering though. It's like the other one was The Anatomy of Story. I tried looking at that. I know a lot of people like that as a writing craft book, and I'm looking at it, and it's talking about webs of interlocking characters, stories, plots. I'm just like, I have those, yes. Can you name your chapters anything more specific, please? But no. There are no solutions. There are only guidelines. And even then, the guidelines are like so loose that it's just like, whatever you like. As long as you roughly get something that's interlocking. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I get that. So, am I overthinking this? Possibly. Do I just go on kind of trying to limit the head hopping? Is it head hopping? I don't know. Do I try to limit these changes as much as possible? You know what? I'm just going to go for it. I need to make up 1,440 words today, so I'd better get started. Okay. Who's ready to get some work done? Do tell me more about the isekai, by the way, if you are curious. And more about this druid comedy. What I'm writing now is meant to be a comedy. I'm going all in with every trope I can think of. When you say, no, I don't like reading books with this, and then you have 5 on your list that have that thing, and then you're about to write it too. That's where I'm at. Who cares about guilty pleasures? No guilt at this point. None. Utter cheese, and I love it. Okay. Time to get this first sprint on the go. Open this box here that you guys can't see. Right. In 3, 2, 1, and hopefully we hear a chime. Anything? Oh, well, I'll see you at the other end. If the chime doesn't work, I will tell you when it's over. And that's time. It actually fixed itself. Yay! I wondered if it would. It did last time. Great. I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't chime at the start of a session. Maybe it just chimes at the end. So the start of the next session would technically be the chime for the end of the break. I'm wondering if that's how it works. How did everybody get on? I've been playing a game of keep the cat off the keyboard. He is now on my lap. So, I got 406 words. I just decided to march on with the whole, if I'm going to do one character per chapter, fair enough, I'll keep it in that perspective. And if I need to go back and change the first few chapters, then I can. It's, yeah, things for future Adara to deal with. My bigger issue is every time I want to do an M dash, or just a regular dash, and then like closing exclamation mark, like if someone's being cut off in speech, it always puts the quotation marks backwards. Marilyn's there, she's got brain fog. That's, yeah, it's our first sprint. You will likely have brain fog. 143 words is improvement. That is good. It's a serious chapter in a comedy. Good luck with that. The tone change to get that right, but not as... to make it not then look like satire is quite something, but also then to make it not look jarring. Speaking of, I've been watching a lot from the Mischief Theatre Company. So over the last few days I've been watching The Play That Goes Wrong, the Peter Pan Goes Wrong, A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, The Goes Wrong Show, for some slapstick. Yes, I genuinely love those. I was thinking about buying the script. You can get the book for A Play Goes Wrong in a Script. I can't see it like from the original cast that there's like any performances on YouTube, but a bunch of other companies have done it. And you can see like how they kind of interpret it themselves with various different budgets. It's fun to watch. Comedy's a thing. Mine is currently my heroes are in a chase, trying to hunt someone down in a supermarket. This is my paranormal romantic comedy. That is their current... yeah, every chapter is basically going to have a different setting. This one's a supermarket. We'll see what we can do. A bit of a ghost hunt. I don't think this cat is going to leave my lap anytime soon. Sybil got 150 words. My dog woke up in the middle and I had to carry him to my lap. Oh, that's cute. The fact that you can carry him tells me maybe he's like a medium to small breed. I grew up with quite big dogs. A German Shepherd and a Rough Collie. Never thought I'd end up with cats, but yeah, we are. That's great. 150 words, it's still better than nothing. And that kind of... it brings me to something that I read in the comment section. I don't know if either of you guys or anyone in the chat watches The Healthy Gamer, but he had a video out recently talking about how you shouldn't push yourself to the point of burnout. And I thought someone in the comments kind of really encapsulated that. It's about just making this process fun. So they said, don't try to push yourself to the light at the end of the tunnel. Instead, focus on making your torch brighter. And I don't know why. It's strange, but it does kind of resonate with me. And I think for writing especially, that says a lot. Because if you don't like the process, then why are you doing it? You kind of gotta love the process. That hit me. I don't quite know why, but it hit me. It's one of those things where you send it around to everyone you know. So I was quite keen to slip that in there. Marilyn says, no writing done, but I did wrap up 2 presents. Oh, you're starting early. Sybil says, my story is, girl who rants about a book series she hates gets magically isekai'd into said book and is a side character. I love it. I love it. See you on the other side. on chat. And that's time. I got 384 words. That brings me to a total of 790 during this session so far. So, about halfway where I need to be. I'm not sure I'm going to make up the full 1,440 today. Kudos to anyone who can, but it's certainly not me. I do marvel at people who can manage things like NaNoWriMo. I just can't. How did everybody get on? Dun, dun, dun. Let's just move this up here so I can see where I was. There we go. To think before we started, all of this wasn't there. Now the bigger question is, how many food fights can someone get away with in one novel? I'm gonna have to keep coming up with lots of different scenarios. Let's see. Thankfully the cat left halfway through, so I don't have that as an obstruction anymore. Time to have a big stretch. And to have a drink. Self-care. 2/3 the way through. Not bad. I seem to be making up law. Just as it goes whenever. Can I keep this up? So can I add these together? I need to check how this is showing up. Normally, I can get it to show me like all the word counts added together. That might be better. I'm gonna have to see how I can get that back, that view. Otherwise, I think this is going on rather well. I am feeling the urge, now that I'm stuck, to see it from someone else's point of view though. The urge there is to head hop. I sort of have a November goal around 30,000 words, but I'm okay with not sticking to it as long as I'm happy with this month. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. My goal was 15,000 words, so 500 a day. I'm behind, but I'm making progress. It's not letting me say how much I wrote. Double 200. 400? Yeah, I'm using Scrivener. What I tend to do is, like, at this point, I'll just leave a line and then start typing. And then I'll just, like, highlight it from there. I suppose it depends on your software. I've also got a little pop-up here. I don't think you can see it. It's like a tiny little box with manuscript target and then session target underneath. It says I'm up to 789 out of 1,440 total. How many food fights can I get away with? I'm hoping this might be the only one. I'm glad that I'm a lot less confused with this now than I was at the beginning. I have spent days thinking about the setup to this to the point that I'm just like, huh? No book's gonna give me the answer? Okay. Last session. See you on the other side. That was 571 words, giving me a total of 1,360. Not quite the 1,440 I was after, but I think I ended the chapter there. That's not bad at all. I also discovered a word that I am always getting mixed up with the spellings of. I think I've had about 3-4 different spellings of the word aisle. I know looking back which spelling it is, but when I'm kind of typing at pace, it just gets away from me. I don't think I need another scene, and to be honest, I don't think I need to write the extra today. I'm happy with that. I think I'm like, what, 80 under where I can be? If I add that to my 500 tomorrow to make it 580, start of the next chapter, then that'll be great. Thank you, Marilyn. Yes, well done, everyone. Thank you for being here. I hope you have found it productive. I always find it quite invigorating to write with other writers and to know that people have stories and that they're being so creative. It's probably one of my favourite parts of the week. I believe my next one will be going back to Mondays, if that is fine with everyone. Hopefully 1 o'clock on Monday. I don't anticipate, fingers crossed, touch wood, anything cropping up this time. Nice. Well, that's all from me. Does anyone want to say how else they got on the chat in their last sprint? Otherwise, I think it's time for me to get a bit of a late lunch. I don't know if anyone found it interesting, but for the adverts for this stream, I tried to put down American times as well, at least for the East Coast. I don't know if anyone found that helpful. If you do, let me know, drop me a line, or if you'd find anything else helpful like that, then do tell. Bye, Marilyn. I will see you again. Even the cats have gone now. Nice. I can hear them. I have 2, and they are very happily running up and down the stairs chasing each other. Bye, Sybil. I hope you get all the words you want this afternoon. Good luck with your goal. It's an admirable one.